Hi everyone. I have a confession to make today. While I was a kid, I was made to believe that translation method is the best way to learn and speak English. But trust me, this is a Himalayan blunder. Simply because we don't have articles in our native languages. Unlike the English speakers have, they use articles, but we don't. So stop using this translation method and start thinking in English. Generate ideas in English so that your mind doesn't go blank while you're answering to your examiner. With this great tip, let's get started. My name is Rani and I'm a Center Certified Trainer. So let's connect with our YouTube viewers as well as our students who are aspiring to be learning in their dream universities or maybe looking for some good job opportunities overseas. Yeah. Good morning, Johnson. Karminder, good morning. We have Sugam with us. Good morning, Sugam. It's great to see you all here. Welcome to this session. Let us connect with our YouTube viewers as well. Yes, Tanushri, good morning. This will be beneficial for both academic and general modules. Okay, so speaking is similar for both. Hi, Suman. The session has already started. Yeah. Yes, speaking is similar for both. Good morning, Rajeshri. Sorry, it's Raj Shreyash, right? Good morning, Pagat Singh. So yes, please let me know in the chat, where are you all connecting from? Which city, which place? Even if you are from, let's say, outside India, do let us know. Yeah. Good morning, Hang. Poonam, good morning. I'm good. Thank you so much, Jagga. What about you? Good morning. Okay, so here as well, we have so many students connecting. Okay, so Kiran is from New Delhi. Good morning, Kiran. Nazia, I'm good. How about you? Devsena, good morning. I remember you. Andhra Pradesh. Okay, great, great. Simranjit is from Jammu. Dikshit from Ahmedabad. Hi, good morning, Yunus. Gujarat. All right. Good morning, Ashu. Kartik is from Himachal. Beautiful place. Hi, Sukhvinder from New Delhi. Hi, Fi from New Delhi. Maninder Pal, Amritsar. Okay. Abhishek is from East Champaran, Motihari. Great. We have Nazia from Chandigarh, Nidhi from Lucknow, Fauzia, Telangana. Great, great, great. Oh, Kanyakumari. This is the one place where I always want to move into. Good morning, Chami, Nishant, Maninder. Okay, so great to see that people are joining from different parts of the country. Hi, Ajit, he is from Kerala. Okay, Sinju is from Kerala as well. Great, great, great. Fine. So before I start the session, let me tell you about my upcoming batches. So we have 2 batches starting from 13 September and 15 September. So if you wish to learn from me, guys, please enroll yourself. Hurry up, register with LeapScholar. You have 2 batches here, 13 September and 15 September. So during this 4 weeks course, I'm going to give you 20 hours live classes, all right? So wherein I'll be covering all the speaking, listening, reading, and writing modules. And apart from that, you have one-on-one speaking feedback, okay? So definitely this will help you to improve your fluency, because you get to know what are the criteria the examiner is looking for in your speaking, right? So you get to know everything in detail when you attend our one-on-one speaking feedback, right? Also, we have weekly mock tests. This will help you to keep track of your progress. And we definitely do your writing evaluation as well, right? And in case you miss our sessions, you don't have to worry about that, because we always keep the recordings for you guys. Anytime you all can watch the recordings, okay, according to your convenience. Fine. And above all, the best part, guys, now good time to save your money, because you don't have to pay in bulk at Leap, okay? So the courses are available at ₹149. However, if you use my code RALive20, you get 20% discount. Yes, 20% discount. That means only 119 you have to pay, guys, and not more than that. Yeah, 119. I remember when we used to go to school, our parents used to give us this much money as pocket money, 119. Okay, So they used to give us 100 rupees as a pocket money, and we used to add some more money to buy maybe some eatable or maybe some, candies, right? So here you are just paying 119 for a course. That's incredible, guys. When we did our courses, we paid in bulk, trust me. But here it's time for you to save money. Only 119. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, so you can avail that definitely. Use my code RALive20 for this 20%, right? Yeah, and not to forget our grammar classes, guys. Grammar classes are a boon. Okay, so you can attend grammar sessions free and learn and brush up your grammars. All right. So, okay, so let's get started with the session. So today we'll be looking at speaking part 3 overview, where I'll be dealing with all the different types of questions. We'll look at some of the sample answers, which will help you to develop your fluency, as well as help you to get a band 9 in your speaking module. All right. On the side by side, you're definitely going to get tips and strategies that will help you to boost your band scores. All right. So let's get started. All right. So before I start, quickly tell me, what is the duration of speaking part 3? Speaking part 3. Duration of speaking part 3. Yes. Duration of speaking part 3. How many of you know that? Let me check. 6 to 7 minutes. No, Anil. It's not 6 to 7 minutes. 5 to 6. No, I would say Nishant, not correct. Not Anisha. Sanya, no. Maninder Pal, no, it's not correct. Not 7 to 8 minutes. I'm talking about speaking part 3. Yes, you are absolutely correct. It's 4 to 5 minutes. Yes. Nazia, it's not 2 minutes. It's 4 to 5 minutes. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Good. Okay. So those who, yes, just state correct, 4 to 5 minutes. Okay. So it's important that you know the duration as well. Okay. So that you can prepare accordingly. So when you know the durations, you know the number of questions that you're expecting, right? So here we have some tools for you to understand the speaking part 3 overview, right? So as I told you, if you come to know that you have 4 to 5 minutes for your speaking part 3, you can expect 5 to 6 questions, okay? 5 to 6 questions in your speaking part 3, wherein you are supposed to give answers for not less than 30 seconds, okay? However, if you could give your answers till a minute, that would be absolutely perfect, right? Because you have 5 to 6 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes, and you can expect 6 questions. So at least 1 minute answer should be there. If not, don't give less than 30-second answer, because here the examiner is expecting you to produce a plenty of language, unlike in part 1. Okay. Now, what are the other things that you should know? You need to develop your answer. Why? Because here the questions that you get are HOTS. So HOTS questions are high order thinking skills, wherein the examiner will invite you to analyze, evaluate something, justify your opinion. You have to speculate something about the future events, right? So yes, he is expecting you to give elaborate answer, okay, discursive answer, not just short answers, unlike in your part 1 or 2, right? Now here, when you are going to give your opinion, definitely you need to elaborate it by giving your reasons. You need to give some examples as well, okay? So examples are crucial in part 3. Even if you miss in part 1 and part 2, but don't forget to add examples in part 3, right? So that is why, you are able to expand your answers if you give examples as well. Now, one example for developing your language is expressions using like, it seems to me that, it appears to me that. So this is just an overview. Today, we are going to look at how different kind of language you're going to use for the questions like analyzing, evaluating, justifying, or speculating, right? Most importantly, you have to listen for keywords. So in part 3, you don't have the time to jot down things, right? In part 2, you get a pen or you get a paper and a pencil to note down things. Here you don't get it. You have to listen attentively for the keywords, and you will have to paraphrase those keywords in your answers, all right? Now, important thing, ask if you don't understand. So if you don't understand any question, instead of giving an off-topic answer, instead of deviating from the topic, you better ask your examiner about the question again. Yeah. But how do you do that? How do you do that? Can anyone tell me? How do you ask? What is the way of asking? Hey, I don't know the question. Please repeat. Can you say in that tone? Okay. Sorry. Yeah. What is this? Are you mad, Jasmeet? Could you please? Yes, Johnson. That's a good one. Yes. Pardon, please. Sorry, please. Could you please repeat the question? Okay. Could you please repeat the question? That's good. Good. Yeah. You have to use that complete phrase. Okay. So that you get a chance in the meantime to, have some time to understand the question as well. Okay. So yes, you can definitely ask your examiner to repeat the question once again, right? Now ask if you don't understand real life examples. Okay, so the examples that you're going to use should be a real life example. For example, if they ask you, do the adverts encourage people to buy things? So you can say, of course they do. They really influence us. For instance, recently I accompanied one of my friends to a mall, and she happened to saw an advert on a billboard about some product. Okay, so that particular product was a skin whitening product. So as soon as she saw this product, she went to the mall and purchased that, right? Because she was quite influenced by the advertisement. All right. So instead of giving some general examples, give a specific example, a real life example. All right. And not to forget, you're going to use modals here. Okay. So modal verbs, can, could, would, etc. We'll see in a while how to use all these things, right? Okay. So now some of the don'ts that don't try to give memorized answers. Okay. So examiners are expert, they are trained enough. If you give memorized answers, definitely you will be penalized. Okay. Because every day they are conducting so many exams, they are taking so many evaluations, speaking tests, that they know what are the original answers. So don't try to memorize or copy the answers. It's good to study some sample answers so that you get some idea, you get to learn some vocabularies, and you learn how to form the structures, right? But try to be original, do not copy. Worry if you make mistakes. So do you think you need to worry if you have made any mistake? Yeah, do you think so? Yes, Johnson says yes. Now, if you want to learn more grammar, just please join and enroll our batches so that we can give you elaborate lessons on that. Okay. No, yeah, you don't have to worry, because if you worry, what happened? You are not going to give a good answer. Okay. Or maybe, you will be off track. You will be confused. You will be nervous. So if you have made any mistake, it's okay. Just go ahead. But if you can do some correction, then absolutely perfect, right? If you feel that, yes, you have made a grammatical mistake, then you could say, oh, sorry, and this would be this and that, right? So you can do the corrections then and there. But if you feel that if you go back and do the corrections, maybe you will lose the track, and maybe you will be, you will be blank. You don't have the answer. So don't do that. Don't worry. You can continue, because some sort of mistakes is allowed in a band 7. Okay. But we are aiming for a band 9, guys, right? So we have to practice in a way so that we are fluent enough to impress our examiner. Now go off topic. I already told you, you should not deviate from your topic. If you don't understand the question, it's better to ask your examiner. Now, one important factor here is that use too many, so we don't do that, right? So some kind of fillers are definitely allowed. Use it in a natural way. The natural speakers or the native speakers, they also use it. So it is also allowed here, but using too many, it shows that you are hesitant. Okay. That means you are nervous. You are unable to find the language, right? So you're missing that content. So it's better, you have to be natural, right? So use it in a natural way. That's absolutely okay. But don't use too many ums and ahs, right? Now, when we give our answers for speaking part 3, you are supposed to give opinion-based answers. So most of the time we use the words like I think that, I think yes. No, don't use it too much. Okay, it is overused in IELTS. So we are going to see today what language to be used instead of I think. Now, another important thing, that's a good question. You can use more than once. Can you use that? Let's say if you don't understand any particular question, you have no idea how to answer that. Can you use this phrase, that's a good question? Because we tell our students that if you come across any question which is difficult to answer and you want to buy some time, definitely you can say, that's a good question. However, I never thought about that. Please give me a few seconds to think about it. All right, so the answer could be, so you can use these strategies. However, you should not use it twice, okay? Use only once. That's a good question, or that's a difficult question, or I never actually thought about that. So all these phrases should be used only once. Don't use it twice, okay? Otherwise, the examiner have the misconception that you don't know anything. You don't have the language to answer the question, all right? Now, worry if you have an accent. Do you need to worry if you have an accent? Yes? Do you worry if you have an accent, guys? Tell me. Yes, Prabjot, tell me. Do you need to worry if you have an accent? No, isn't it? You don't have to worry. The examiner is looking for what? Can you tell me? What matters most here? Yes, we don't have to worry. Yes. Fluency. Definitely that is there. But what is more important than accent? Understanding of language, your pronunciation. Okay. So pronunciation is more important than your accent. You could have any accent. Whatever you speak, it should be crystal clear to the listener. It should not put any kind of strain on the listener. Okay. The word should be very clear. Okay. You should put proper stress. The word should be pronounced clearly so that the examiner is able to understand your vocabulary. Okay. Or try to grab the meaning from your speech. Understood? So you don't have to worry even if you have any kind of accent, right? And please do not try to copy the accent of native speakers if you can't. Yeah. So you are going to lose scores for that. Okay. Because you know, you may not sound like them, but it seems that you are trying to copy them. So don't do that. Be original, whatever accent you have, go with that accent, no problem. Just you have to be very clear enough for the examiner to understand your speech. Yeah. Jasmeet, if you can't understand, I would say please join the course. Okay. So wherein we can give you, you know, the detailed lessons. Okay. So today we are dealing with speaking. So if you want grammar lessons, please join the course. You will get free lessons here. Okay, Jasmeet? Yeah, Johnson, don't do mimicry. Yes. All right. So let's continue. Now, this is one of the questions that you get in your IELTS speaking part 3, that is opinion based. Okay. All right. So opinion based questions are one of the types you need to know. Now, here I have taken a topic, let's say jobs. Okay. So the question that would be asked you would be similar to this. What kind of jobs do people like to do nowadays? Right? So when you come across this question, you have to first analyze what is this? Okay, what type of question is this? Because in speaking part 3, you get abstract and analytical questions. Okay. And that means you have your ideas, your answers are based on general ideas, right? So you have to understand these abstract and analytical questions. Now, what kind of jobs do people like to do nowadays? It's a general idea. Okay, based on general idea, you can definitely give a good answer, but you must understand what kind of language to be used here. Let's say, so the language that we use here is, it seems to me that, okay. So you can start with this particular phrases, like it seems to me that jobs nowadays, okay, people love to do blah, blah, blah. In my opinion, okay, in my opinion, youngsters nowadays love to do or love to work where they have flexi timing. Yeah. In my view, the kind of job that youngsters love to do these days are maybe computing. Personally, I think that, I believe, and if you don't believe, you can say, I don't believe that I reckon. I reckon is a good one. Okay. So instead of using I think again and again, you have so many different languages here. Okay. You can use any of these to start your answer with, right? So let's have a sample answer. So one of your possible answer could be, in my view, computing is a popular occupation nowadays, right? Can you see how I have started the answer? In my view. Instead of saying I think, you're using in my view. So this is a better opening. In my view, computing is a popular occupation nowadays. Now again, the important point to be noticed here is that you have to paraphrase the question. Okay, if you cannot paraphrase the whole sentence, try to at least paraphrase the keywords. Let's say in the question the keyword is jobs. Okay, and here you're using occupation instead of jobs, right? Can you see here occupation? So here jobs, and here you have used occupation. Now in my view, computing is a popular occupation nowadays. So if you want, you can paraphrase nowadays as well. For example, these days. Okay, so these, in my view, computing is a popular occupation these days. IT jobs are becoming fashionable. In our country, most of the graduates are employed in the IT industry also. So this is one of your cohesive device. Okay, that means connectors. You also have to use connectors so that you have a good band score. Okay, your ideas are well organized if you use connectors. Also, some people want to do business. Now again, can you see another paraphrasing of the word jobs? We use jobs first, we use occupation, we use business, right? Also, these are very simple words. Can you see that? You don't have to use very high sounding bombastic words to impress your examiner. Even simple words, if you use, you can impress them. Okay, you just need to do paraphrasing. So IELTS speaking doesn't mean that if you are very good or a fluent speaker, you can definitely have a band 9. No, it has got its own criteria that you need to fulfill. If you don't fulfill all the 4 criteria, definitely you will not get a good band score. All right. So one of the criteria here is paraphrasing and fluently speaking, also using cohesive devices like I have used here also. Also, some people want to do business as it's trendy to be entrepreneur or a solopreneur. Youngsters want flexi time. Now, one way to answer is use this generation X, Y, and Z. Okay. Like you can talk about work generation, like generation X belongs to these years. Okay, those who were born during this period are known as generation X. Now generation Y are 1985 and 1995. Between these years, the people those who were born between these years are known as generation Y, and generation Z are definitely between 1981 and 1995, or you can say that 2000 also. All right. So yes, you can definitely give answers like generation X, like to have job security and progress up the corporate ladder. Whereas generation Z are much more independent. They want flexi time and autonomy. So if you are stuck and if you don't find any answer, try to use this strategy. Okay, generation X, maybe your forefathers or maybe your parents. Generation Y, okay, what they think about that? I belong to generation Y. And generation Z, I guess most of you are generation Z here. Yes? How many of you are generation Z here? Okay, Amrit, I'm a 12th pass student. Okay, so generation Z. Okay, millennial. All right, Yaksham, great. Devsena is generation Z, right? Nitisha, Hajira. So you're all generation Z. I guess no one is here, generation X. Okay, okay, Karminder, Patel. Irene, they are also generation Z, okay? As I told you recently. Yeah. Harita, okay, great. Anisha, Mansi, it's good to be amidst generation Z, yeah? You feel rejuvenated. Yeah, it's good to be with you guys. Okay, so we have generation Y also. Yeah, Manu, generation Y. High five. Harita is Z. Good, good. Now, what is generation C, Naman? I missed generation Z by 1 year. I was born 1996. No problem. Okay, no problem. Anyway, age is just a number. I always say to everybody that I'm just sweet 16. Yeah, so age is just a number. Right? Anyway, so jokes apart, this is one of the ways that you can use, you can employ this strategy to answer any question. Okay, even if you have to give any opinion regarding what people think or what people have to say, then definitely you can use generation X, generation Y, generation Z. So it's quite easy for you to give the answer if you have this strategy. All right. Fine. Let's move on to the next one. Now, another typical question is comparing and contrasting. Okay, so you can compare something with something here. For example, the questions that you would get would be, which is more important, money or having an interesting job? Can you see here? Here you can compare which is important, money or having an interesting job. Which is better, mobile phone or internet? Which is better again, local news or international news? Can you see? The pattern is similar. Okay, the question type is similar, only the topic would be different, right? So you have the fair understanding that what type of questions you're going to get. First, we learned opinion based. So definitely you have to learn the language for opinion answers. Then again, you will definitely get a question where the examiner wants you to use the language for comparison or showing some kind of contrasting views. All right. So then you can use the languages such as this. I prefer. Okay. I prefer money over an interesting job. Then give you a reason, right? If you compare local news with international news, then what happened? You give your reason. Let's say dash is better than. Okay, so money is better than having an interesting job. I think dash is preferable to. I think money is preferable to having an interesting job, right? So you can use any of these languages to impress your examiner, right? This is your possible answer. I prefer a mobile phone. So this is how I start my answer. I prefer a mobile phone because it is convenient to use. See the use of complex structure? I prefer a mobile phone because it is convenient to use and I can carry it with me all the time. Again, you have a compound sentence where we are joining the two sentences, right? The main reason for my preference. So instead of prefer, again, you're using preference. Yeah. So definitely you can use this word as well, preference. The main reason for my preference is that. Can you see relative clause, which we learned yesterday? Yeah, those who missed the session, please go and check the recording. It is available. The main reason for my preference is that I can be reached at my cell phone round the clock. Yes. Another important thing, guys, you have to use idiomatic language in your speaking. Band 7 and above says that. Okay. So if you want a good band score, use idioms as well. So round the clock, that means 24 hours, right? Moreover, it offers, again, I have used one cohesive device. Moreover, it offers SMS facility and I don't have to depend on internet. Now, did you see the answer, how I compile it? You are using all the criteria here, okay? So when you speak, you have to be fluent enough. You should not hesitate. That is one criterion. You have to use the language. Like I said, I prefer, okay, for comparing or contrasting, right? Then you're using complex structure because, right? You're using, again, complex structure that. You're using idiomatic expression around the clock. You're using cohesive device. Moreover, you're using a compound sentence, a variety of structure. So everything is included in this particular answer. So this is what you have to understand and start using such language in your speaking, right? You have to try to include all the criteria that the examiner is looking for. Understood? So if you know the type of question, that means you are well prepared ahead to attempt these questions. All right. Now, another possible answer could be earning money is important, but it's much more important to have an interesting job. So, you know, giving either or answer is another way. You have to give counter views as well. So if you could do that, that's a good way to show your language ability, right? So learning money is important, but it's much more important to have an interesting job. Having an interesting job is much more valuable. So comparative degree, you're using because it gives you a sense of satisfaction, a feeling of reward, right? You can also add earning money is important because we all need to pay the rent or pay off the mortgage. Can you see we have used one good structure here, either or. So that is also one of the wide views of structures, right? So any doubts so far, guys? Any guys? Any doubt here, guys? Both are important. Yes. Interesting job. All right. So anyone wants to speak on that? Yes. Anyone would like to speak on that? Which is more important, money or having interesting job? Yes. Who wants to speak on that? I will note down the name towards the end of the session. I'll definitely give you a chance. Okay. Shubham. Shubham says. Shubham, do you want to speak? Okay. Shubham is there. Simran. Ma'am, can we give partial answers with justification? Definitely you can give. So that is why this is an approach, good approach, either or. Okay. You can justify, you can give reasons for your answers. You have to give. Then only you are able to expand on them, right? So definitely you have to give not less than a minute answer. Okay, Jyoti wants to speak. Fine, Jyoti. Ankit also. Jyoti and Ankit. Right, Jyoti, Ankit, they want to speak on this particular. Let me see if I can unmute you now. Soumya, can we do that now? I think. Let me check. Okay. So, where is Jyoti? Jyoti can unmute herself. Jyoti, can you unmute yourself? Soumya, can we unmute them? Now I cannot give you 2 minutes, Jyoti. Okay, so let's do it towards the end of the session then. Okay. Yeah. So what is more important, money or having an interesting job? We can definitely talk to that. Okay. All right. So yes, all of you stay connected. Definitely I'll give you a chance to speak towards the end of the session. Okay. So let's continue with the session then. Okay. So yet another question type is prediction based. Okay. So here you have to do some kind of prediction. You have to speculate what is going to happen in the future, or certain things would change. So you have to give some kind of speculation, some, predictions about the future events, right? So question could be similar to this one. Why do people travel out of their hometowns to look for jobs, right? So this is one such question. Now in such question type, you are speculating. That means you are making a guess because you don't know why do people go out, right? You cannot say about the same for everybody, right? So why do people travel out of their hometowns to look for jobs? Why? What are the possible answers? So for that also you need to use language for speculation, right? So you can use such languages like, I suppose it might be that, okay? I suppose it might be that. You can use this language. I suppose it might be that people want to earn more money. Well, maybe that reason is they want to have a comfort life, okay? They want to have all the luxuries in their life, so they want to earn more money. It could be that they want to avail good educational opportunities, okay? Maybe no job opportunities in their hometown and so on, right? So maybe is also another way to speculate, right? Maybe, I suppose, well, right? It could be you're predicting, I guess, I doubt, it's likely that. You can use all these languages for predicting something, yeah? Right. So a sample answer could be, I suppose people are looking for higher salaries. Now, why have I highlighted this looking? Simply because instead of using the word to look, it is infinite, okay? So to look is your infinite here. Now, what we do here, we are paraphrasing it using looking. The tense is similar, okay? It is present tense, however, we are using a different form, right? So I suppose people are looking for higher salaries and a better quality of life. It could be that they are looking for educational opportunities for their children, perhaps younger generation or generation Z. Did you notice? Again, I have used that strategy here. You all can also use. Perhaps younger generation or Generation Z are migrating to cities to have an active or engaging social life, more restaurants or cafes to hang out with people, right? So this is what Generation Z, they believe, isn't it? Here they have a variety of options to choose to have fun. They can hang out with their friends. They can go to restaurants, have an active social life, right? And parents, what they think? If they go to the cities, they can earn more for their family. They could have higher salaries and they could, have a better quality of life. All right. So these are some of the answers. Also, yes, I have an important strategy here. Once again, you can use word families. It is always says that use words flexibly. So what does that mean? That means you're able to use the, the different parts of speech well, right? So here you have social life. Instead of writing social life, you can use words like socialize, right? So maybe people want to move to cities to socialize with elite class, okay? Or society, you can say they want to live amidst a good society. So these are some of the ways you can form your answer. You can show your range of vocabulary as well. So did you notice? I am not using here bombastic words. I am just showing you the way that you can use simple words in your speaking and impress your examiner, right? So social, socialize, society. So these are all your word forms, right? So you can use this with any other words as well. And then you can form different answers, right? So this is one way to expand your answer. So Prabjot says most of the people go abroad for many reasons, but mostly maybe they go for their higher studies. Yes, you all are going for higher studies, isn't it? So for that matter, you all are here. You have to clear your IELTS, and we can be a part of that. Yeah, we can be a part of your success journey. So enroll yourself. Do join our courses. And if you like the video, please comment, subscribe to our channel. Okay. Yes, we definitely want to be a part of your success. All right. Great. Now, when I said prediction-based questions, sometimes you get a question which says, do you think the jobs people do in the future will change? Or do you think education will change in future? Do you think music will change in future? Now, did you notice here? You will definitely get a question starting with, do you think? But the topic would be different. It could be related to jobs, education, music, sports, internet, anything, right? But you know the type of question that they're going to ask you, because we know speaking part 3 is broadly linked with part 2. Whatever cue card topic you get over there, and the questions are based on that. Okay. So speaking part 3 are the follow-up questions. All right. Yeah. So when you get this type of questions, you do not stick to yes, no answers. So do you think the jobs people do in future will change? Yes, I think the jobs in the future will change because so and so. Now, don't say yes, no, you have to elaborate on that. And also the language. You are not going to use think. What can you use? Yes, come on, tell me, instead of think, what can you use? In my opinion, good. Don't say according to me. According to me, we use for second person, okay? According to him, according to her. I reckon, very good, very good. Hadi, I could see that. My point of view, okay, in my point, it seems to me, very good, Karminda, it seems to me, as per my belief, okay, not believe, as per my belief, okay, not believe. So be careful of the words as well. Yes. And don't say in my accordance, okay, now be simple. Okay, in my point of view, because don't say as per my, right? In my perception, okay, what I believe is that, you can say, what I believe, you can start in that way as well. Okay, I opine, good, Simran. I believe job market will definitely change in future. Yes. Now, can you find one synonym for change? Any one synonym for change, guys? I suppose that, no, suppose, yes, Hajra, correct? Change, I want an synonym for change. Altered, very good, Rijwana. Transformation, good, Atira. Dr. Nidhi, personally speaking, good. Transform, good, Anil. That's good. Yeah, I could see all of you are participating well. Glad to see that. Good going, guys. All right. So, yeah. Now let's see some of the sample answers and the language. Yes, language I have already mentioned here. I think it might. So I have used it. I think it might. So you can say, I reckon it might. So here you can see the use of modal. Okay. So models are very important, guys. You can use here in this part of the prediction-based questions, right? I think it might change or it might alter in the future. It may not change. It could be, there is a possibility, or it will probably change, or it could possibly, or if you think that it will not, so you can say, I doubt whether this will happen. Okay, I doubt whether this will happen. It's quite likely that jobs in future will change because these days we are working remotely. Yeah. And we have started to use this online mode. So you can definitely talk about that. It's quite likely. So quite likely because these days we are working in that way. So it's quite unlikely, you can say. Whatever you feel, use these languages for prediction. Okay. Now you have your possible answer here. I suppose so. Now I have used this cohesive device. I suppose so. Instead of saying the full sentence, I suppose that the jobs in the future will change. So you are not going to impress examiner. You have to use this device. What is this device? This is called ellipses. Okay. So you can use ellipses in speaking. You can use ellipses in writing. This is one of the important things in cohesive device. Okay. One of the cohesive devices, or you can say discourse markers, is ellipses. You can ellipse. Okay. You can do ellipses here. Ellipsis means leaving out the words. Some of the words you are leaving out because that is understood. So when you say, I suppose so, that means your examiner understands that you want to talk about jobs people do in future. So you don't have to repeat the same line. I suppose so, because I think with technological revolution, more jobs are technology focused. Jobs around IT, more people will need to learn coding skills. So there are many jobs of the future that haven't been invented yet. Due to the pace of technology, jobs would be different, certainly. Can you see? Certainly. For sure, you can using words like certainly, but maybe we don't know what kind of jobs it would be. Yeah, so you don't know what kind of jobs it would be. Clearly, you can speak your mind. You don't hesitate because there's no right or wrong answer, guys. Whatever you feel, speak out, okay? Speak your mind. Don't worry, the examiner is not going to test your IQ level. It's just that how you produce your language. Even if you don't know the answer, you must know the art of saying no, right? So here what you say, due to the pace of technology, jobs would be certainly different, certainly, but maybe we don't know what kind of jobs it would be, right? So I guess, again, you are doing some speculation. I guess robots will take over some jobs. There will be more automation of jobs. Robots may play a part in teaching or restaurants. The automation of routine tasks will possibly change in the coming days. Can you see the word coming days? Instead of future, you are saying coming days. So that is a good paraphrasing of the word future. Yes. Some jobs will be redundant. All right. Can we use certainly in the beginning of sentence? Yes, now certainly you can use, but when it is prediction based, you can use certainly it will change, yes, but you're making predictions. So use some language over there. Certainly it will change, but what? Add something there. Okay. So if you're sure, for sure, then only you will use certainly. Otherwise, when you're predicting, you don't know the exact thing, you are using these languages, okay, prediction language. Yeah, this is a good one, Kamal. Well, future cannot be predicted, but I think it might. Yeah, but I reckon, try using different, but I reckon, okay, but I believe. Yes, good going, guys. All right. So I could see here one question. Somebody says, Ramanpreet says, ma'am, how to improve speaking? All right. See, now speaking, you cannot improve your speaking overnight. Okay. That's the bitter truth. You cannot improve overnight. However, given some kind of practice, definitely you will improve. So LeapScholar gives you one platform over here where you can connect with your batchmates. Okay. So go and download the app where you have the opportunity to connect with your batchmates. You can find the partners and talk with them. Try to improve your speaking. And we have a speaking feature here, speaking rooms, where you all can connect with your partners, with your friends. You can find someone with whom you can communicate every day and practice, right? Because I remember one quote which I often tell my students, that if you, like Abraham Lincoln said once, if you want to chop down a tree for 8 hours, try sharpening them for 6 hours. What to sharpen? Try sharpening your X for 6 hours. Okay. So the same goes for you as well. If you want to sharpen your speaking skills, you have to practice. Okay. You have to practice, guys. So join LeapScholar. You have this amazing feature called Speaking Room, where you all can connect with a partner and then you can speak, right? You can do the practice. All right. Let's continue with the session. Now, another important strategy here is PPF technique. Now, what is PPF technique? It is using present, past, and future tenses in your answer, in one answer. So this is very important technique you can use in part 2 and part 3, right? Because in part 2, sometimes you are asked to talk about, maybe a recent trip you had undertaken. When did you last visit particular place? So when they ask you a question on past tense or maybe a past events, you can use this technique PPF. Okay. Also in part 3, you can use similar to that I have used here. We have the sample answers. Let's see here how we do it. Now, how have attitudes to jobs and the workplace changed in recent years? You can notice in the past things were, now it has changed, and in the future. These are 3 simple steps you can use, and that means you have already given 15 to 20 second answer, right? So this is one way. If you use these 3 tenses, you're giving 15 to 20 second answers, and then again another 20 second answers you have to prepare, right? Now, how have attitudes to jobs and workplace changed in recent years? In the past, you can say people expected a solid salary and fringe benefits, okay? Things have changed now. In the past, so those are highlighted in yellow are your past tense, right? Those highlighted in purple is your present tense, right? And the green are obviously your future tenses, right? Now let's read it again. In the past, people expected a solid salary and fringe benefits. Things have changed now. Maybe younger generations' expectations of the rewards have changed. People expect crèche care for their children, gym, free lunches, and so on. Now, traditionally, that means in the past, you are again paraphrasing. Traditionally, people looked for a closed room with a chair. However, millennials, Generation Y, like we, okay, would expect the Google scenario, for example, comfy chairs. We want comfortable chairs, right? We want open spaces. We want games, okay, game rooms where we can go and relax ourselves. Coffee on tap, cafeteria. Various Generation Z, they're also known as snowflakes, okay? Don't look for job security. So nowadays, the youngsters, they don't look for job security. Probably they will change their jobs in a year, in 6 months, or frequently in a year. So this is one version of the answers. You can have your own version, right? So Generation Z, they're also known as snowflakes, okay? So why they're called snowflakes? Any idea? How long are we to speak on each question, part 3, ma'am? I have told you guys in the initial session, yeah, it's 30 to 60 seconds. I definitely recommend you to give a 60 second answer, okay? 60 second answer. Try to give that, okay? Yeah. So Generation Z means snowflakes, okay? So snowflakes are believed to be that they are oversensitive, okay? And then they easily get offended. They are unable to deal with opposing opinion. Do you think so? Yeah, those who are Z, Generation Z. Do you think that you're oversensitive and you are, easily you get offended? You're not able to deal with different opinions. Is it so? So Finder says, ma'am, please send these PPTs. So Finder, they are all available. Okay. Whenever whenever you want to click the button, go to YouTube, click it and you find it. Yeah. What you do for that? Subscribe to our channel. Yeah. Subscribe to the channel. And you get all these PPTs, right? Kind of. Yes, Devsina. That's not true, ma'am. Yeah, I know. That's not true. That's one version. Snowflake. That doesn't go for everyone, isn't it? True to some extent. Lina agrees. Yes. Good, Lina. I think you are brave enough to accept that. Oh, Sunita says, my daughter. Okay, so Sunita, what about your daughter? She is changing her mind often. Too sensitive. Give us a chance to speak, ma'am. Definitely you'll get a chance. Kind of low intolerance in people nowadays. All right. So that could create a debate now, Dr. Nidhi. Don't you think? Yeah, kind of intolerance in people nowadays. It might be, but doesn't speak for every single teenager. Absolutely, I agree on that, Arpit. We cannot say for everyone. All right. Yes, the Riddler says that they are unique in their own way. Great, great. I think if I unmute you all, you're going to definitely create a debate over here, right, on this topic. All right, great. So yes, time now, guys, to speak. Yeah, I'm going to unmute some of you. Let's see. Okay. So let me unmute. Okay, guys, raise your hands. Okay, so many people. Okay, we have Kajal. Okay, Kajal, unmute yourself. Kajal. Yes, Kajal.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Kajal, can you tell me answer for number 1? Why do you think people enjoy eating out?
Because people enjoy eating out because of they are much foodie, and they mostly prefer outside because of they can go there with their friends and family members.
All right. Okay. So thank you so much, Pooja. Sorry, Kajal. The thing is that it's good that you attempted this question. I really appreciate that. But try to understand the language that you have to use here. When I said, why do you think, okay, people enjoy eating out? So you must understand what is the examiner expecting from you. You have to give some opinion based. So use that language that I have taught you, okay? In my view, in my opinion, okay, as per my belief, I think that, then you can add your reasons. It's good that you have given some good reasons, okay? However, there are some hesitations in your speech, all right? So you need to practice for that, okay? All right. Can we have, thank you so much. Can we have next? So mute yourself. We have Athira. Can we have Athira? Athira. Yes, Athira, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Athira, please answer number 2. What do you think will happen to historic places or buildings in the future?
I reckon the buildings in the future will be more of great architectural styles, especially we'll be following the Western architecture and styles. But for the traditional buildings, it would be, there are chances that it will get deteriorated if not maintained properly. So we need to spend more time on our historic buildings to preserve our history.
Very good answer, I would say. Yeah, Athira, very good. You have used the language, I reckon. So I really appreciate that. Big applause for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you have also managed to organize, the answer. The ideas are well related. You have used some good words like deteriorated, architectural design, preserved, maintained. Good, good. Yeah. It's just that you have to expand it more. Okay. When you appear for your real test. Yes, yeah, sure. Athira?
Yeah,
all right. Welcome. Okay, so can we have next? Let me see. I can see so many hands raising here. Let me see, whom can I give a chance now? Okay, can we have Rakesh, Bhomik? Rakesh? Rakesh, unmute yourself. Rakesh, can you hear me? Am I audible? All right, let me give this chance to some other person then. Who wants to talk? Okay, so Krishna, can you unmute yourself? Krishna. Okay, Krishna, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Okay, Krishna, now tell me, has travel become safer in recent years than that was in the past?
Yes, in my opinion, travel has become much more safer in the recent years than that was in the past because of the technological inventions and the importance given to the safety parameters. The travel has become much more safer. And also a variety of travel is available for those people who want to travel in the form of air travel, rail, road, be it any kind of travel. Safety has been.
All right. That's it? Okay. So I could see some kind of hesitation is there. Okay. But then that's a good start. You said, in my opinion. So you have used the language. I'm impressed. Okay. You have also talked about technological things, the advantages. However, you can talk about some casualties that is happening these days more than it was in the past. Okay. And also you can talk about the strict rules that has been observed nowadays in metro cities. Like when you commute by metros, you have to go through these biometric checkings. You can talk about that. Okay. So these things were not happening in the past. You can compare that. All right. Fine. So let us talk to then. Aishwarya Kotian. Aishwarya, unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hi, Aishwarya.
Hi.
Okay, now Aishwarya, you tell me, is money important than having an interesting job?
In my opinion, no. I will love to know which the interesting job, which I'm very interested in that. And talking about money, money is not everything. But if you're doing some kind of job, you have to be interested in it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So if you're interested in it, you have to expand. Okay, in my opinion, it's a good way to start. But why you're interested in having an interesting job? Why? Give some examples. Okay, because maybe you can talk about jobs these days, what facilities you get there, maybe more salaries these days compared to the past time, or maybe with the revolution of these technologies, you can have flexi time, you can work from home. So you can give some advantages if you're interested in doing jobs. Okay, having a good job.
Okay.
And why money is not that important, you need to talk about that as well, because you're giving what? You're showing a comparison here. Did you notice here, is money important or having a interesting job? So comparing A and B, remember that? You have to compare that and you have to use that language. I prefer having an interesting job over having money. Understood? So try to use that language. Okay? Fine.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, Arpit Sangrai. Arpit, unmute yourself.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Arpit. Why do you think people enjoy eating out?
I think in my opinion, it is because of the taste. People love to have a great taste in their food because of the stressful life, of course, and having their favorite restaurants. Also, they don't have to cook the food themselves, so they enjoy eating out.
All right. So it's good that you have used some cohesive device. I could say also you have used. Also, they don't have to cook. That's a good point. However, when you started, you used two linkers. You said, I think, in my opinion. Okay. So use only one. Understood? Don't use two openings, like two linkers here. I think, in my opinion. So simply you can say in my opinion. And also you have to have a clear, speech, because your words were not that clear. Understood? So work on that. And also you have to generate some more ideas in order to speak for a minute. Yes? All right. Shubham Sharma. Shubham. Yes, Shubham.
Hello.
Hi, Shubham. Now,
Hello.
Shubham,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon. So, are you a snowflake?
Sorry, ma'am. I didn't get it.
Are you a snowflake? Which generation
No.
do you belong to?
Ma'am, young generation.
Generation Z.
Yeah.
All right, great. Yeah, now tell me, why do you think people enjoy eating outside?
As per I believe, ma'am, because ma'am, young generation like to be a more foodie. Not young generation. It can be from adults, children, or to a ma'am older generation also, because they are getting a variety in that, and it is a more convenient also. They are ordering the food easily. They get available at their home or their office or somewhere at wherever they are, and that's it, ma'am.
All right. So you have brought out some good points, okay? But the problem is that you're unable to organize it, okay?
Yeah.
So you need to use some cohesive devices. You need to practice that because you have introduced some good points like getting variety, more convenient, takeaway facilities there. And also while starting, you said as per I believe, okay? So try to use the proper language, practice on that every day, yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
And
I was fumbling also, ma'am.
Yes, there were some hesitations as well, right? So
Yeah,
you have the
because,
idea. I can see that you have the idea, but it's just the language that you're missing. Okay.
Okay.
So for that matter, you have to practice.
I will work on it, ma'am.
Yeah, work on that. Definitely, you have to. All right.
Thank
Fine.
you, ma'am.
Welcome. Okay, now one last. Okay, one last participant. I think I told initially maybe Ankit. Ankit or Jyoti, any one of you can unmute. Ankit or Jyoti? Yes, Ankit, unmute yourself. Ankit, you may unmute yourself. No, you don't want to speak? All right. Jyoti, would you like to speak? Okay. Ankit, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ankit. Now you tell me, do you think having money or having an interesting job is more important? Which is more important for you? Having a job, an interesting job, or money? Which is more important to you?
As per my opinion, the mindset of people today has been changed. And if I talk about the past, people tend to have a more salary, but nowadays trends is changing. People love to do a job which they like, and the salary factors has been a secondary factor. So, but however, this everyone has a need of financially. So I can say that for people first prefer to do a job which as per their like, and considering the salary as a secondary factor.
All right, Ankit. So I appreciate that you attempted the question. However, do not go off topic. Why off topic? Because you started to give opinion about people. The question was asked to you. Okay. What do you think?
Okay.
Yeah, it was for you. Understood? So when you talk about yourself, you have to choose one of them. I prefer money over an interesting job. Then you give your reasons. And after that, you can cite example by telling about, the youngsters, how they feel, or maybe in the past, people think about so and so. You can give in the examples in that form. Understood?
Okay.
But however,
yes, got it.
Initially you have to give your own opinion. So you cannot deviate from the topic. You understand?
All right. Yes, yeah? Got it, ma'am. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you.
So that's it. That's all about for today's session. I hope all of you have enjoyed the session. And if you want to learn more from me, then please join any one of these batches. One is starting on 13 September, other one is on 15 September, guys. And what more could you ask for if you have this course available only at 119? Yeah, only at 119, guys. Use my code RALive20 for discount. Okay, you get 20% discount on 149. So how many of you are going to join the batch? How many of you join the batch? Can I meet you? Oh, yes, give me a chance to speak next time, ma'am. Okay, Johnson. So tomorrow I'm again coming up with another session in the evening, I guess. Yeah. So in the evening, 5:30 to 6. So there, see you all there. Connect with me. We have one of our students who will be joining us, and then we'll see how he attempted all the questions in speaking. Okay, we are going to understand the type of questions that he experienced, his overall experience, and the type of questions that he came across. All those things we are going to discuss tomorrow. So Johnson, if you join tomorrow, you'll get a chance maybe to ask any question to your fellow mate. Okay? Yes? All right. So how many of you are, yes, Soumya has shared the link over here, guys. Please go and register yourself as soon as possible. It is only at ₹119. Okay? So Krishna says, I will join the batch, ma'am. Definitely, Krishna, I will wait for you. Which batch you are joining? Is it 13th September, 15th? Yes. So any of these batches you can join, guys. I will see you in the class. And if you like the video, please comment, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for the upcoming lessons tomorrow at 5:30. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.